In this first edition of the NNY Capitol Report for 2026, Albany got back to work mid-last week, and lawmakers saw the governor lay out her plans for the upcoming 6 months of the legislative session. Republican senators laid out their own plans, and the governor's estranged lieutenant governor, who was challenging her in the 2026 primary, returned to the Capitol as well, with plans to stick around more prominently in this election year. Session restarted on January 7th, with lawmakers returning to Albany after a 6-month off-season. Not much legislative work is accomplished on the first day of session, as lawmakers mostly get back in touch with one another and handle the pleasantries and procedural requirements of returning to the Capitol. The real work began on Monday. The state Senate passed a handful of bills for their annual Democracy Day, aimed at updating New York's election laws. On Tuesday, Governor Hochul delivered her State of the State address. Focused on affordability, the theme for her presentation was "Your Family is My Fight." It included over 200 policy proposals, big and small. The Watertown Daily Times will publish a series of stories on the governor's plans and what becomes of them over this coming session.
I kept returning to conversations from everyday New Yorkers, from every corner of the state, people who refuse to back down on their dreams. People like Teresa Durham, a Syracuse grandmother I was lucky enough to meet last May. Thanks to our housing policies, Teresa just fulfilled her lifelong dream of owning a home. People like Deborah Koenigsberg, who owns a clothing boutique in the Flatiron District. Spent a lot of money there, Deborah. Her business, though, is getting hit so hard from Trump's tariffs. And somehow she's making it all work while still leading a nonprofit that supports homeless children and women. And I think about young people like Josiah Morales, a 14-year-old who had the courage to seek help when he was struggling with mental health. Today, he's out sharing his inspiring story, reminding his peers it's okay to accept a helping hand. So, thank you. So when I say your family is my fight, these are the people I'm talking about.
In their own agenda-setting conference, Senate Republicans said they felt the governor's focus on affordability was co-opted from their own long-standing agenda, and they said their own priorities for the year would approach the issue from a different angle. Much more to be done in the Capitol in the coming weeks. The governor is expected to present her preliminary budget request next week, outlining how the state can pay for all of the things she plans to push for this year and starting negotiations with the Democratic-led legislature. From the Watertown Daily Times Albany Bureau, I'm Alex Galt.